And the first question, when was Donut 7 created, and anything unique about the creation process? And Michael, I think you talked about that.
Yeah, it was created in 2008.
Okay.
And Fletcher made the maquette for Tilted Donut number 7. And also in 2008, later that year, was when a large-scale piece was constructed. And it was constructed originally for the Winter Olympics and the Vancouver Biennale, which was held from 2009 to 2011.
Okay.
For Canada. And the piece was there for a couple of years. And then it came back to Fletcher's place in the Napa Valley, to his sculpture garden. And it remained there until it was acquired by the city of Lincoln, thanks to Public Art Lincoln's efforts.
Yeah, great. And who's the fabricator? Who did Fletcher use to fabricate those large pieces?
He has a fabricator that we used called Martin's. Yeah.
Okay. They're in California?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we worked with years. Yeah.
He worked with them many years? Yeah.
He did. Yeah. Probably 15 to 20 years on and off.
Good. And you talked about the creation, and we've mentioned that already. He would make a maquette, and I was interested in you talking about what was his pile of stuff, the bone pile. Tell us a little bit about the bone pile and how he would create these maquettes.
Well, his bone pile was his pile of strategic elements, I would call them, or geometric elements that he would have in a big pile on his work table, and they are basically geometric shapes, cylinders, squares, rectangles, triangles, etc. And from those geometric elements, he would construct his sculpture. And he'd work with the pieces, and we'd sit there and work together. He'd hold the pieces, I'd tack them together. Then he'd decide he didn't like it, and he'd take a piece off what he had already added. So it was both an additive and subtractive kind of process. And at times he'd get to the point where he'd just throw the maquette across the studio because it wasn't what he wanted. At other times, 2 or 3 all of a sudden would emerge in one day.
Yeah. That's how the creative process goes. And Bobbie, did he ever talk to you about any of these pieces when he was thinking about them, or show you anything?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Go ahead. Tell us about that.
Well, I mean, he would. I'd have to really go down there and see them. But he always had a few. He was questioning. He liked to have them around for a few days. Then he'd decide, whether they were worth, making them in a larger size. Otherwise, they remained a maquette.
I remember that little work table down in the bottom of your studio, kind of back in that big area, and he had that work table over there.
Right.
And that's where most of the work was done?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, the bone pile was small pieces, and he made maquettes from them, from the bone pile, just like in dominoes.
And I've seen some of the maquettes up there in the storage area. Michael, how many maquettes did he make, in your opinion? Do you know?
Oh, it's in the hundreds, Robert, if not that. Oh, yeah. It was very, very prolific. Yeah. That was his way of exploring an idea and of exploring form. And he always he liked to work in a series too. So like in the case of Tilted Donut number 7, there's a whole series of maquettes of tilted donuts and donut sculptures that he created. And that was his way of exploring form and getting to a point where there was a composition that he really liked and something that he wanted to enlarge, something that he felt comfortable, felt good about, something that worked for him.
Yeah. That's great. And we talked about materials earlier, and I guess I hadn't realized that he was a painter in the beginning.
That's right. And I'm sure Bobbie could talk more about his years as a painter.
Yeah.
What would you like to say, Bobbie, about Fletcher's paintings?
He was a good painter. Yeah, he did a lot of scenes of California, outdoor scenes, not, cities. Yeah, he was quite a good painter. And I can't say exactly what happened, how he happened to do the first kinetic piece. But it started there when I think it was just an idea he thought he'd pursue. He had seen a one of these signs at the liquor store with
Yeah.
something going back and forth, and he got a couple of those motors and decided, yeah.
And did he paint on those kinetic sculptures?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
They were smaller paintings.
Okay.
He didn't do any big kinetic pieces. And the first ones were on canvas. Then he went to freestanding kinetic pieces.
Okay.
And then from there went to static pieces. Yeah.
Okay. And Michael, you were going to say something about the kinetic pieces?
Oh, I was just going to say that as far as the materials he used for the kinetic works, he often worked in plexiglass, wood, formica, and stainless steel. Along with the electric motors that made the whole things come together. And Tilted Donut, to go back to that piece is constructed of Corten steel. And that was a steel he liked to work with because it holds up outside exceptionally well and in the elements. And I personally believe that with the piece, Tilted Donut number 7, the Corten, he was seeking to enhance the feeling of mass that you get from that piece. And that was what he was really striving to communicate to the viewer. Yeah.
That's terrific. I'm really anxious to have you see where the piece is sited in Lincoln. It's in a beautiful park, and the bicycle trail goes right by the park, as does a road. But I ride that bicycle trail frequently, and I'll stop and enjoy the piece or enjoy it as I pass by, and I've taken pictures with myself in front of it. So it's really cool, and the people of the city love it. Appreciate you telling us where the other donut pieces are located. That's quite a list. You've got to be very proud of that.
They are. They're all over the country and actually in Europe.
Yes.
Donut with 3 balls, which was one of the original donuts, actually, from 2001, is on view at the permanent collection of the Decortiva Museum and Sculpture Park in Lincoln, Massachusetts. Tilted Donut number 3 from 2003 is exhibited at Lawmere Sculpture Park in St. Louis, Missouri. Tilted Donut Wedge with 2 balls from 2006 is installed in downtown Berlin, Germany. And Tilted Donut number 5 is at Stanford University. It was installed in conjunction with the Palo Alto Arts Commission in California. So, wonderful. And all large donuts. They in size from approximately 15 feet tall to 12 feet in diameter and 28 feet tall. And in your case, the piece that's in Lincoln, that piece weighs 5,500 pounds.
Yeah.
So it's quite a massive sculpture.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
So these are not all the same size, Michael?
The donut with balls at the Decortiva and the piece in Lincoln are roughly the same size, but the one in Germany is a little bit smaller. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have anything else either one of you'd like to add? Bobbie, anything else you?
No, nothing more than I can add about that piece.
Okay.
I'm happy it's there in Lincoln and has a good home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Michael, do you have any other thoughts?
No, I'm just really glad it's found such a good home too. Fletcher had always wanted it to go to a good place, and it's gone to a great place. And thank you, and to the City of Lincoln and Public Art Lincoln for all that you've done to make this happen for Fletcher.
It's been to the benefit of everyone involved, and that's when you know you've got a good deal, when everybody is happy and benefits from it. Yeah.